All right, YouTube. Hey, welcome back. It's been a while since I put something out, but this one is really fun, right? So, if you're not aware, Sargon has started up his lotuseaters.com, which is kind of his new hub because he keeps getting demonetized everywhere else for things like that. And with it came what is essentially a Timcast IRL ripoff and like really like dollar store general Timcast IRL. Really bad stuff. Um, and so we're gonna look at one of the segments, and this is the SJW destruction of beauty. So they're gonna use a term later in this video that is they're gonna call SJW glow ups, especially for trans men, as being mediocre. They became mediocre men, and I want you to keep that in mind when looking at Carl and his boy toy. I don't know what his name is. Don't care. Calling other men, some of these people, mediocre men.
This is just not something that seems significant on the surface of it, but this was a clickbait article that I saw going around, and I found it really interesting. I just want to talk about it. As you can see, it's called "People Who Grew Up in Conservative Households Sharing Their Glow Up Pics After Moving Out." So they've moved out. These are young people, you know. So the pictures on the first picture they'll give you in these images are of a normal sort of 16-year-old, and then the picture of them being 19 once they've moved out into university and they've changed themselves. And as you can see, she goes from, if we can go down a little bit more, because you can see them side by side, right?
Ugh.
So it's not exactly an improvement, is
That
it?
just looks like the feminist memes, where it's like
Yeah.
before and after feminism.
It is exactly like the feminist memes of before and after, and as if they're proud of it. Now, the girl on the left looks perfectly normal, happy, healthy. Looks like she grew up in like a middle class, rural or like country sort of town. Was happy, had friends, networks, all this security, but you can see like whoever's taking the photo, she recognizes the person she's being photographed by. She's giving them a genuine smile. Right in the second one, what's she doing? It's like posing for a TikTok video, but like, is she trying to portray herself as edgy and mature? Because that's not how it comes across.
So this picture here, I don't know if this is universal amongst the high schoolers and stuff like this. This is likely a senior picture, right? This isn't taken by someone she knows. This is some photographer she hired to do a big fancy picture, right? Not being there, but Carl's like, oh, look at that. It's a real smile. It's all this other stuff. It's like, it's a picture, right? It's not there. And it's here. This is likely taken because this is from a TikTok video. This is just likely just video recording in front of her webcam, right? So you don't get all the lighting, you don't get all like the Photoshop fix-ups and stuff like that in the picture and stuff. But honestly, she looks fine. She looks good. Cool style like that. Little mash with some of the real light greens and yellows with the black and red, but whatever. I'm not one that can talk much about style.
It comes across like a child playing dress up, whereas the other person looks like the mature one.
I don't want to read too much into one photo.
Well, it's not just one photo. Let's go to the next one. Right. So look at this. Right. This is again like what is, if think back to when you were like 15 and in school.
This is her coming out as queer in the second photo.
Yep.
What does queer mean?
Gay.
Does it though? Because
Well,
like,
something.
well,
Like,
why is it on the LGBTQ? Why is the G and the L not good enough then? You're a resident leftist.
yeah,
expert.
I guess, but like.
So the difference is just queer is a broader term, right? It doesn't necessarily could fit in a whole bunch of different things. Could be someone that's pansexual, someone just a whole bunch of other things, and it's just a broad term. Don't have to do anything there. But honestly, she looks cute in both of them, right? Like fine either way.
Yeah, you're right. I really should look into the difference.
And I should say, not that it matters what my opinion is, right? The women in this photos and stuff here, and the men that are going to come up here, just there. Do you, man? You have your own style, right? Like none of this is, I just find it funny. So Sargon's a bit older than me. He's closer to 40, if not 40 already. But what would have been the big trends and kind of cool stuff when he was, we're probably looking at more the 90s and stuff. Um, I bet I wouldn't be surprised if there was a grungier look that he wore back then that he would call immature and all this other stuff now that just was a popular style at the time. And he'd call us like, oh, you're not a mature person or anything like that. Um, but yeah, do your style, do it that way, you, right?
Gay and queer, because it's not obvious. Yeah, yeah, non-binary, all this sort of stuff, right? But as you can see on the left, again, like another just natural photo where, and like think back to when you were like 15 in school, right? She would have been just like sat on the desk and you'd be like, oh, she's pretty. I would like to go on a date with her, right? But then what's she done? She's cut her hair short and now she's posing. She's giving like a sultry look or a smoking look. But it's again like there feels like there's some sort of deception there. Before she's at her graduation, she recognizes who is taking a photo. She's got a big, open, honest smile. You know, she looks healthy, she looks happy. But now she's like trying to pretend to be something that she otherwise wasn't, right? And I mean, how is that an improvement?
Again, this is a TikTok viral trend, so this is liable in front of just a video camera, and this is just a still shot that they grabbed too, and not an actual photo. But I mean, this isn't any more open and honest than this. I mean, this is probably more honest than that. Like, she's probably into the shorter hairstyle and stuff there. Grew up more and more conservative home and stuff. Wouldn't let her cut it short. Wouldn't let her be not gender non-conforming in that way, right? And now she gets to be who she is, assuming it's still she and stuff like that. That's correct pronoun. So, if it's they them, whatever. Be healthy. Be happy.
How is that an improvement? You know, on the other one, she looks natural and normal. You know, and
I actually know a bunch of girls that are still on my Facebook because we made friends with them in secondary school.
But let's imagine. Look at these, pudgy fucking pieces of shit talking about normal. No style, nothing like that. Just a simple T-shirt and stuff like that. Like, oh, we're so mature.
Yeah, same thing. Like a lot of them, I look at them now. I'm just like, what the happened to you?
Exactly. You look good on the left. You look, well, a lot less good on the right, frankly. But let's keep going down because there are better examples. Look at this. Right? So the guy's wearing makeup, obviously, as you can see in the other one.
So is that lipstick?
Lipstick. Yeah.
Okay.
And in the TikTok video, he's being coy like he's a girl. Would probably have been more persuasive if he wasn't built like a brick shithouse. Look at his arms. Look at his shoulders. And again, if you watch the video, this guy is huge, right? But he's quite Chad on the left. You know, he looks like he's not a model or something, but he looks like, handsome football playing guy from school. You know, he doubtless had a girlfriend.
He does bear resemblance to the Chad meme.
A little bit, yeah. You know, he's a little bit chubby because he's a normal guy. But like this is the kind of guy who should be out dating, should be out starting a family, getting a job, building a career. But instead, he goes to university and now he's wearing makeup and pretending to be a girl. Like again, which one is more attractive? I mean, obviously, I'm not a woman. But like, am I really? If I'm a woman, am I looking for the guy on the right? Is that
why would you assume that you're just looking at a woman? It's maybe a gay dude, right? And this is part of his style and stuff being that way. And he can still be built like a brick shithouse because he wants to be ripped and buffed and all that other stuff, right? Those things are possibilities, Carl.
Not what I'm looking for in a guy. I'm just maybe they are. But it just looks to me like he's had something taken from him. He's had his dignity taken away from him. Like, he doesn't look very good, in my opinion. But he looks, wholesome and happy and healthy in the other one.
So what is this? This is like the evolution of these TikTokers' careers, where you can see them as normal people and then they turn into freaks?
Yeah, they're bragging that, look, I grew up as a conservative and now I'm like a leftist. And this is my glow up photo. But the thing is, they look deranged.
Wait, so glow up is like, I've grown up and now I'm
deranged at all.
Now I'm a progressive and look at me wearing lipstick and pretending to be a girl. And it's like, yeah, but you
No, so the glow up is not grow up. The glow up is to be your true authentic self, right? Kind of thing. That's what the glow up is used for. It's generally used for talking about trans individuals, right, in their transition and stuff like that, to where they go from someone who they weren't, right, and they're apparently hiding in the closet and all that other stuff, to who they are, being out and about, who they are and who they believe in and stuff like that. And so that's what a glow up is. So, I mean, and here's like, oh, happy, healthy, north and stuff like here. I hate trying to read into any of this kind of stuff. Like, this is probably a senior photo and stuff like there, but you can look at the eyes and say, well, he probably don't look that super happy in that one compared to where he is now.
You look like you've been robbed. You look like you've lost something. You look like on the left, the guy on the left had something that you no longer have. You know, and so let's go down to the next one. This one. That girl, right? Quite attractive girl next door. Just if she was your neighbor when you were growing up.
Well, so obviously it's a guy. So apologies, content warning for that stuff.
And you were like 14 years old, you definitely have wanted to date her or, you know, spend time with her and stuff like this, right? She's an attractive woman. Assumedly, you would think that she would get married.
She's become a man, or
yes, she's become a man. In the TikTok video, she lifts up her shirt and shows a double mastectomy. Right? So she's mutilated her body to become
so let's
what?
get the pronouns right. It's a guy. So it's he, him.
A mediocre man. She's
Yeah.
not like no, men are not like, oh wow, I wish I could be a man like this. Right? But she was a very attractive young woman.
Carl, you and your boy toy there, right, that you're doing your podcast with, have no right to call anybody a mediocre man. And look, this look here and stuff here. Exit out of this. No. But pull it up here. So let's go to Google. New Kids on the Block. Images. Let's find an old one. Like right here. I want that. What's that? And let's make that bigger for you guys. It's gonna be. But again, like, I mean, the only difference here, you know, from, and obviously this is the 80s styles and stuff like that, between all over the place, between him and, say, you know, Donnie or whatever there is, that he's got a fuller beard, and that's it. And, you know, this was 30 years ago, girls were going over and stuff, and fucking adult women are still all over these guys today. But I mean, this is a look that a lot of girls find attractive and stuff, and they're assuming that you know, he's a trans guy that's into women and stuff like that. But yeah, there's nothing in it that's like, oh no, this is so bad.
You know, if that was your...
And whether or not guys wanted to look like him or anything like that, that's something different, and that comes from probably a lot of toxic masculinity and rigid gender roles and stuff like that Carl still wants to hold on to.
Your girlfriend, if you saw a picture of your wife and that was her, like, you know, when you were growing up or something, you'd be like, yeah, she was attractive. I did well there. She looks like she's gonna, you know, grow up to be like a wholesome family person, but instead, no, now she's got a beard. This one, right? This is the peak mediocre man. Look at the girl on the left. Very pretty girl, right? If you were in school, again, she would have been a girl that you would have had a crush on, right? She looks like
soy boy
Hogg, David Hogg.
Oh yeah, she does.
Right? Absolute soy. That if you're trying to become a man, you have totally failed. This is not a man. Like, no one is looking at that person and being like, well, I mean, I don't want to get in tussle with that guy.
Well, so I have no idea if this person is a transgender individual and it is a man. They're gonna come back and bring that up and question that stuff there. But I mean, if they are, so what? Looks fine, does everything else there. Maybe they're non-binary, right? And they're presenting this way.
Guy, you know, women aren't looking at that going, oh, that's a provider.
Is that a man actually, or is she just a butch lesbian?
Oh, I don't know, but how is that an improvement? How is it an improvement? You know, she's a very attractive young woman who's...
It's an improvement because they're living out who they are, Carl. That's the improvement. That's the glow up, right? Is they're being their authentic self. You know, whatever that is. Whether it's whether if in the future, this Maya Katie decides that she wants to go back to something like this, or they want to go back to something like this instead of the way they are now. That's fine, as long as you're being your authentic self. All that other stuff, happy, healthy, that's good. That's an improvement for wherever you are.
Who's become a very mediocre looking person. So you have deliberately.
Again, Carl and his flubby boy toy over here. Talking about mediocre people and mediocre men. I'm sorry, Carl. That's not. I mean, if anybody's mediocre in any of this stuff that we've seen so far, it's Carl and his boy toy.
You've had a bunch of ideas. Yeah, exactly. You've had a bunch of ideas pumped into your head about how beauty is something that actually should be destroyed, how it's all a social construct and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. But these things have a purpose, and you seem to have lost something.
And the whole point of this is they're showing that when I was conservative, I looked like this.
Yeah.
And now that I'm no longer conservative, I look like this.
Yeah.
And meaning that the old photos are meant to look bad.
Yeah, exactly. But the old photos look true and natural and honest. Like, again, someone that she likes is taking a photo of her in class, so she's smiling, she's happy, Now, there's a kind of distinct aura of kind of insecurity. They're all selfies. No one's taking the photo of them. They're taking their own photos, alone in a room.
These are TikTok videos, Carl. They're recording themselves, right? This is how TikTok videos work, right? This isn't anything about insecurity, right? I'm sure this person could put a photo taken by a friend in a similar way to this one out to the world and just fine, just great. All right, you're looking at stills from a TikTok video.
Reminds me of a joke Twitter account that I think it's called Women Posting Their L's Online.
Yep.
And it's like, an image of them with the husband and the kids, or just having a great time or whatever. And then like them afterwards, and they're, with the cats and lefts and everything. And they're trying to play it off as if it's a great transition.
Yeah, exactly. This was a great choice. No,
I'm not sure I believe that.
All of these are an L as far as I'm concerned. And can we go on to the next one? This one's the most striking. This one. Right. Look at this. Right. Girl on the left. Again, if you were in school, you'd have been like, she's really hot. I've got a massive crush on her. But look at her on the right. The most mediocre of men.
Is this another transition, or is this just
I think this is a transition. But
it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
I could be wrong.
Again, that is not a mediocre man compared to this right here and his boy. And I hate the kind of jump in on the body shaming stuff with it there too, but it's, Carl's got no right to speak on who's a mediocre man or not, right? Or who's a mediocre person or not, given his look, given his, atrocious style and, that of his boy toy.
Wrong. But whatever set of ideas that have been put into this young person's head have robbed them of their beauty. They've robbed them of their attractiveness. Like you can see before, on the left, she looks, very attractive as women go. But shaved head, like who are you appealing to? And then you'll get a bunch of
join a skinhead group.
Exactly. Like, what the hell are you doing to yourself? Who persuaded you this was positive? Look at what you've lost.
I mean, this is positive, right? They're a trans person. They're living out as their true self. This is positive. Right, Carl? Not your shitty conservatism. Right? That isn't positive.
Again, posting your L online and being like, yeah, look at me glowing up. What, you look hideous.
Oh yeah, we should upload this clip to Twitter. We'll just tag that account.
Yeah.
Got more material for you. Who's made this list? Is this like a conservative website?
No, this is a website, a progressive clickbait website that's look at these people who glow up after they move out. And it's like, yeah, I think they made a serious mistake. And some of them made worse mistakes than others.
Are there more of these?
No, I think that's the last one. But I just don't do this to yourself. Like, you had something good going. It's not good to destroy beauty. It's not good.
So, let's end that off here. There's no beauty was destroyed in that. All of them look fine as they are, right? There are multiple different ways to beauty and what people find beautiful and attractive and stuff like that, right? Like, Jesus Christ, I grew up in I wasn't in this scene in like the emo and goth kind of scene and stuff like that, but I grew up in middle school and all that stuff where you get into things where guy liner was really popular and stuff amongst guys. Now, if I had worn that at the time, assume there's a picture of me wearing the guy liner and stuff like that, and picture the way I look now today, people would look at me and say, Carl would say say I'm better today than there and stuff. And it's like, no, there is no difference. Wear your style, wear stuff, be who you are, right? With that, for those that catch the VOD and make it all the way to the end on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think.